Hello everyone, so this is Moria again, and today I learn about the composition design pattern. So, firstly, this design pattern is designed for some specific problem, and that problem is like whenever I see something like tree-like structure, like there is some root node, then some children, then for their children there are some other nodes, and also when there is some hierarchical or tree-like structure, I think of this composition design pattern and I can solve the problem thinking in that direction. So suppose I have to design a file system. So what I will be having, there will be a folder, and in the folder there will be some other folders and files also, or some folders and then files also. So let's think what should be there in the file. A file should have their name and the size as well, and get size and get name, the methods. And in the folder I will be having name, and there will be no size because the folder does not have a size. Na, the size of the folder depends on the children it has or the files it has. So the files sum up and then the file size of the file is calculated. And this folder contains files, list of files and list of folders as well. So now I have created this classes. Then I have to, what I have to do, I have to create this structure. I will be creating a root, and in the root I will be adding a folder file. So created a root and added a file in it, and then I will create a subfolder and add a file inside that, a subfolder and added a file in that, and then that folder is attached to this root. So root ke andar I will be adding this movies. So yeah, until then everything is fine. Now if I have to calculate the total size of folder, this folder, what I have to do, I will initialize a variable total size, and then I first loop through this file, loop through all the files that is present in the root folder and calculate it. Then I will go to all the folders, and inside that folder I will loop through all the childs. So I will folder, and inside the folder I will loop through all the files and then calculate the total size. And until now I've observed that this method is kind of true, but it will not be applicable for dynamically, because if there is a lot of folders, then inside that there will be files, and I have to calculate individually other files as well. So this for loop will be again and again depending upon the number of folders this folder holds. So this is not an efficient solution. I have to write a lot of code. So let's understand what happens inside the system. So whenever I click on this properties, whether it is a folder or a file, I directly get the size of these folders and size of this file. So size of this folder and then size of the files also. But and what does this suggest? This suggests that this system is treating the files and the folders on a same level, or they are considering it as a node or an interface. So we will also do that. I am creating a file system component that consists of that will implement the file and the folder, and it will have a get size method. I'm just focusing on one method, get size. So the file contain name, size, and get size, and all the get size inside the file and the folder that will be implemented differently. As a user, I just have to click on the get size, and I will be getting all the size of the file or the folders. So this is the file, and inside that this get size method will return only the size of the file. But inside the folder, I will be having the name of the folder and file list system components. That will be the children's. And inside that this might be file or a folder. And add component, it means it will be adding a file or a folder. So how this size method will be calculated? Hmm, this will be a tricky one, but it is not. Let's understand how. So basically, I will initialize the total variable, total size is equal to 0, and I will loop through the file component, and then I will take out the total size plus f dot get size and return the total size. But you will say this file, how, when this file system will be the file, then how will this get this size? Basically, here comes the recursion. Basically, if this is a file, then this method will be called, and the size of that will be stored in the total size. But if it is a folder, then again this method will be called, and then recursively it will calculate the size of the children that are file, and then return me the total size. So this is working, and now let's see what we have done. Now this is the root directory. I just have to call this root.getSize, and it will give me the size of the file or a folder or everything or anything which is inside that. So in this way I have solved the problem that how this file system is created. So yeah, this is how we calculate this. This can also be, so the main thing that I have to keep in mind is that whenever I think of composite design pattern, in my mind I think that it is designed for some specific problems only, and that problem is whenever I see some tree like structures, I think of this composition design pattern. So that was it. This is from my side. Bye bye.